This is how you pack them in. 2010, so we're still using the system, still to this day. Oldest one is 1883. 200 women right here. Now, y'all very many women y'all wear really think about how much land it's going to take up. So like I said, this is something special right here. Now, put like this. This is like getting a house when you get one of these things. Except for this one, like some condos right here. But these things can range anywhere from $50,000 and go up to like $1 million for these tombs, depending on how much you want to spend on and everything like that. Also, what goes into the what goes into the price? Your location. If you're in the front of the cemetery, it will cost you more to get buried up here than being in the back of the cemetery. It's all about location, location, location. But put like this: if you get one of these tombs, it's like getting a house. Like I said, with your house, don't you get insurance for your house? You might want to get some insurance for your tomb. Now, your insurance for this tomb is this plaque right here, Perpetual Care. It's a one-time fee paid to the Archdiocese of New Orleans, $4,500. $4,500. All they're going to do is if you get this plaque, they're going to ensure that your tomb is going to look like this for the rest of your family's existence. Now, if you don't want to pay the money, you want to be Mr. El Cheapo. That's going to be you. So pay the money, your tomb will never look like that one. Now, after 70 years, 70 years of your tomb looking like that, you can pretty much call that blighted property at that point. Like, basically like blighted property in neighborhood, what usually happens to it? They'll let it sit there for a little while, then eventually somebody's going to go out there and do something to it, buy it, fix it up, and maybe resell it or do his own thing to it. Same thing pretty much with these tombs. After 70 years, if nobody's getting buried right there, there's a list. There's a waiting list for people who got their name on the waiting list for something like that to become available. So basically what happens is after those 70 years, the city or the archdiocese, who's in charge, is going to try to contact somebody in the family first. If they can catch anybody alive, they're going to basically ask them, do you want it? If you tell them yes, they're going to tell you to come in and fix it. If you tell them no, can't get in contact with you, you can pretty much get that thing about. They're going to come out here and reclaim it, fix it up, and like I said, resell it to another family. Now, what to do with the insides of those things? Because I know y'all probably wondering right about now. Any of you heard of a Hoover? Yes. Yeah, we're going to suck all that stuff up. You got to go. Just like real estate, if you move from one house to another house, you take your furniture with you, take your people. But you're going to get out that tomb. Another family coming in. We're just going to relocate you to another spot, but you got to get out that tomb. Another family coming. Now, check this out. Come on back over here. Some of y'all might be wondering, what happens if you didn't have all that money to kind of get one of these big old tombs? Just the hood back here. So if you didn't have too much money back in the day, we were going to put you in this wall. Some people buy something like this just for the immediate family. Some people just buying it for one person. Some people just rent these things for a year and a day. But as you can see, this whole wall is pretty much falling apart. There is no perpetual care on the wall at all. Now, they don't even put money in supplies to fix things up, like talking about. Got a little plastic cover. It should be looking like this right here. Now, think about where this plastic cover is. There was a hole right there about 3 months ago. Now, it looked like somebody kicked himself out of the tomb. I mean, the reason why I'm saying it because the bricks were pushed out. Now, as crazy as it's about to sound, we actually had a couple of incidents back in the day where we buried some live people. So that's not really uncommon for us. Now, you probably like, how you bury some live people out here and stuff like that? This is all accidental. What happened was with the yellow fever folks, you know, some people just kind of fell dead. Some people also just fell into a coma. Now, you know medical technology, folks, it wasn't at the par back then as it is right now. So if it basically looked like you were dead, you were pretty much dead. Nobody was checking no vital signs. We're going to throw you in the coffin, throw you in the tomb, get you on out of here. We're trying to get rid of that yellow fever. Now, some of these people wake up out their coma maybe 2 or 3 days later, they're in something like that, kicking and screaming like, man, get me out, get me out. Some people heard them, some people didn't hear them. So what we try to do is we try to come with an idea to try to catch that. Now, y'all might have heard the solution we came up with, too, because it's a popular solution. When we started burying people, we actually started tying strings to their ankles. Had the string hang outside the tomb, we put a bell on it. Now, if that person gets up kicking and screaming at this point, that bell's going to start ringing. So the person who's working a graveyard shift, if he hears it, he got to go open that tomb for that dead ringer. Yeah. The term dead ringer, there you go. And then when he got there, you can say he was saved by the bell, too. That boy was happy that bell ringing. But you never know where you get them little phrases from, folks. You never know. But how y'all like our little burial system, though? It's kind of unique, right? It's kind of different from work stuff. Now, I ain't gonna lie. One good thing to come and check out is when we have our second line funeral, a jazz funeral. Jazz funerals are pretty neat. Basically, what happens is a lot of times when they're walking into the funeral, like the cemetery itself, they're walking in with a nice, slow, somber beat. They walking into the cemetery real slow and everything like that. Because basically what they're doing is they're playing that music. They're mourning that person who passed away. So basically just kind of get that grievous stuff out of the way. Now when you get up to the tomb and everything, they're going to do the ceremony. But as they're walking out, the music is going to be a lot more up-tempo. They're not mourning that person anymore. Because once that person gets into the grave, into that tomb, it's time to celebrate. The person has moved on to a better life. So a lot of times they're playing something like music like when the Saints go marching in. A lot of times when they're walking out, you might see them dancing, you might see them waving a towel, spinning an umbrella, singing, shouting, whatever it is. But it just helping with that grieving process because you know the person has moved on. So you got to be happy for them. But this is how we do it, like I say. This is how we do it out here in New Orleans. Some other parts of Louisiana too have these type of above ground burials, like the area where I'm originally from, Homer. But this is how we do it out here.
How many? What did you say that you under the water level by how much?
By 8 feet average.
8 feet.
8 feet.